What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another game analysis video. I got a really good one for you today. We play against Tampa Bay Rowdies in this match, and I actually got an assist. I got FOTMOB player of the match, and I also got USL team of the week just from this performance. And as you'll see from center back, it's nothing crazy. I wasn't logging in like 15 shots on goal or anything, but just doing the little things right, winning a lot of duels, and then obviously the assist. So here's the table. Detroit City FC, my team, is sitting in 6th place at the time of this game, and Tampa Bay Rowdies is sitting in last place at 12th. So big game, like I said, had a pretty good performance. I'm really excited to break this game down. Now, before we get into the analysis, I want to talk about this feeling that you have as a footballer right here. Many players will be feeling butterflies, and one big thing I've learned through therapy is that anxious feeling or the butterflies you feel in your stomach is something that should almost be embraced or enjoyed rather than feeling guilty about or ashamed of. Because when I was younger, even into my 20s, I used to think that having too much of that butterfly feeling, too much pregame anxiety, meant that I was nervous for the game and that was going to translate to the field and I was going to have a bad performance. When in reality, that pregame anxiety that I was feeling just meant that I was excited to play. I really enjoy playing football. I like that. I'm excited to play and I want to perform, I want to win, and I want to have a good game. And so those feelings in combination with each other is what I was feeling in my stomach. It wasn't that I was nervous or stressed about the game. I was just looking forward to playing and I wanted to have a good performance. But therapy really taught me that it was a normal thing to be feeling, and that if I wasn't feeling it, it actually could be a bad thing, that I'm not excited to play, or that I really don't care about how my team or I perform in that game. Now that brings me to introducing the sponsor to today's video, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is on a mission to make starting therapy easier. They'll connect you to a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. BetterHelp accepts both HSA and FSA cards, making it even easier to prioritize your mental health. In 2024 alone, over 137,000 people used their HSA or FSA benefits for therapy through BetterHelp. So be sure to use yours before they expire. If you guys are interested in checking out BetterHelp, then you can click the link in my description or head to betterhelp.com/becomeelite to receive 10% off your first month of therapy. Once again, a huge thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Now let's get into the game analysis. Okay, so Tampa Bay with the ball, with kickoff, they're going to play it back and then opt to go long. We are in the yellow and red kits, and I actually have the first touch for my team in this game. It's just going to be a header. Now, I should head this higher and wider, so I'm going to start this game off with a mistake. I had this kind of too centrally. I was just trying to focus on just getting good contact on the header. Wasn't the best header, but we react well, defend well. Then ball comes into my guy, Passius. So I'm just going to run in, try to body him a little bit, push him to the sideline, and try to win this ball because we have a lot of numbers on this side. So I start to attack. Ball's bouncing into him, bump him. Haruki comes down, and then it's a good job, good repressing action from us. And we win the ball, play it back into Alex, and Alex clears it off, up the field, and we can kind of get higher and push our lines higher. Now here's my first real touch in the game. Ball comes back to me, lots of time, but you can see how many Tampa Bay players are in this far side of the field. So this is just a huge signal when I'm looking forward and just seeing a lot of numbers in front of me. Then I can just take my touch and then immediately play my goalkeeper, Carlos, and he can swing it out to this far side. Now a little slow pass into Dev. He's going to play it right back into Carlos, and we do well. Carlos has an excellent ball out to me again. I can just take this touchdown. Now I know I have Passius again coming from behind me, so I want to take my touch inside. I could take it a little bit further down the line here, but I took my touch inside just to cut him off into this space. So I start to drive inside, pick my head up. Jesse's in a good pocket right here in your space, but as I look forward to try to play Kobe or Haruki on this right side, I'm just surrounded by Tampa Bay players. So now telling myself, let's get out of here. We broke their press. Let's swing it around. Let's try to build up now since we've broken their initial high press. Now, ball's going to get cleared up from Tampa Bay, kind of land into us. Ball's bobbling around. And then right here, this ball's going to come into my man, Passius. And Passius is a big guy. He's probably 6'2", 6'3", weighs probably 20, 30 pounds more than me of muscle. I don't want to get on his back and make this just a battle of strength. So a lot of these plays like that, I'm kind of rounding my run, not letting him grab onto me, and just using my speed to get in front of him to intercept the pass before he can even hold me up. So I'm using more of my agility and being smaller almost to my advantage here. Now receiving the ball, you can see Devin saying, bring this back around, recirculate. Tampa's doing a good job to fly numbers over to this right side of the field. It's not on, I don't think. I'm just going to play it right back into Michael Bryant, my center back, and then back into Dev. And this is really good just play from us moving the ball around. Tampa Bay once more going up this left-hand side, long ball and behind, going backwards. Now, I think I could probably bring this down or head this into Ryan Williams, my center mid right here. I'm trying to find him, but just backing up, I get zero power on it. I think it's an okay idea, but since I'm backing up so much, maybe I could try to bring this down with my foot or my chest or something, but we do a really good job. Surround the ball, tons of numbers, and do a good defensive tracking back there. Now, Michael Bryant with the ball plays it out to me. I'm going to take my touch. I start to go wide. I want to open up on my stronger right foot. Passius, the striker here, the winger here, keeps rounding his run and cutting off that side of the field. So instead of running into that pressure, I'm just going to take my touch back inside, away from him, and play it back into my center back. Now, it's going to happen a lot, kind of forcing our play through the middle. And we have to keep on breaking it through the middle like this and not falling into that trap before they start adjusting their press. Once again, third header of the game. I'm trying to find Haruki here on this sideline. Hopefully, I can connect one of these at one point as I win this ball. So I'm going to just try to find it high and wide, try to find him. Doesn't work out, but I think that's where I want to play that header. It's the right idea there. Just have to connect. And it still ended up working out. We got on the end of it. Now, goalkeeper clears out the ball, comes into Devin. Devin's stepping. Now, Michael Bryant stepping. Both my center backs are stepping. This is our back three right here. So since I have Devin and Michael Bryant in almost like have more of an exposed position here, I need to drop back and pretty much become like that center back here just in case. Now, ball is going to come back to me. I'm just going to open up tons of time, play it out to my right wing back, Haruki, and then our center backs get into a better shape now in that back three, and we can start to build it and just move the ball around. You can see Tampa starts to sit now and kind of sit in their lines. Now, they're showing the replay of when we lost it in the playoffs. It's not the best memory, but we're going to jump right back into the game, and I'm going to be on the ball. So, yeah, we lost in playoffs to them. First round in penalties wasn't the greatest memory. So, ball comes into me from this side. Again, look at how many numbers are in this section of the field. And when I start to feel that, tons of numbers around me and not that many passing options, I'm just looking that there has to be space either backwards on the opposite side. So I'm just going to recycle that into Dev. And then again, we can start to move the ball around to find where that space is. And the best teams in the world are really good at condensing that space and making it really hard to play. So here you can see that pressure starting to come from the inside now. And I have enough time to play Haruki on that outside and just feed him the ball. And he does really well in this tight space, cuts inside, and we have a really good combination here. One touches all the way through, bop, 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 into Haruki now, all the way out to the opposite side. And this is how you break a team that really floods numbers to the sideline like that, just moving the ball quickly and getting it over. And again, you couldn't see it was a little off screen here, but again, jumping in front of Passius, using my speed and kind of rounding my run in front of him to intercept that pass into his feet instead of allowing the huge striker to just post me up and put me on his back, because as you'll see in this game, that's not what we want. Now, I do have Jessiel in this pocket of space. Instead, I just move my body in front of the ball and just say, okay, you either foul me or you back off, and I end up getting the foul here. And actually, that wasn't Passius, that was Arteaga. But again, Arteaga as the striker there, another big guy, 6'1", probably 6'2", weighs more than me. And I don't want Arteaga or Passius or any of them to post me up, especially since I'm more of a right fullback, right wing back. Now, I start to apply pressure here, and instead of following this, I'm yelling at Haruki that I got the runner, and I'm going to take Bodley running in behind me, and Haruki to stay higher. And the reason I'm doing this because we can stay in our position. So you can see Haruki takes the ball, I'm in line now, and Michael Bryant, our center back's just off screen, but now we're still in our positions. Ryan Williams is in the center, you have me out wide, Michael Bryant the center back, and Devin the left center back, and it's a really good stopping of that transition of that counterattack, and we're able just to receive the ball and again still be in our positions. There will be times where I go to the ball and Haruki takes his man and follows him, but more often than not, I want to switch there as long as you and me and my right wing back Haruki are on the same page. Haruki's in a decent spot. It's starting to get a little tight over there. I think Michael Bryant's a good option here. Haruki did really well last time I played him in a tighter area, but I just put my foot on top of it, recirculated again. We're about 20 minutes into the game, and just we have a lot of possession in this first half, so I want to keep that possession. Now Jessiel's checking back to feet here. He's calling for it aggressively, and I'm going to just play it right into him. It's actually a really tough ball, but Jesse does really well. Just again, bigger guy on his back. As soon as he feels that pressure and that contact, falls down, earns the foul, and now we play. Let's get over to the opposite side where there's space, plays into Kobe, and Kobe plays it out to this left side. Throw in all the way, kind of bounces right in the center. I attack it and I receive this ball looking forward. Again, look at this in this square. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tampa Bay players and 4 of our players. There's nothing to really attack there. So I'm going to cut inside and play into my center mid, and we can move the ball around a little bit. And we actually go back down this side, and it's a little tight. I think we could have came out this far side, but it was still a good play. Now we end up losing possession right here in the center of the field. It's a good opportunity for Tampa Bay to counterattack right here. Comes into my winger Passius. And here, I'm just going to try to delay. I want to delay as much as possible, and unless there's a clear opportunity for me to win the ball. I'm just delaying for my entire team to get back. Now we still have good numbers, but just delaying, holding them up, standing them up. Ball goes wide. Haruki does a great track back. And now just by not lunging in there, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys back, 9 guys back. And this is a really good transition defense moment for us. And it just makes it really hard to attack and to counterattack. Now goal kick, ball comes to be in this corner. I could play into Ryan Williams, my center mid, for him to like hook it around the corner. I just thought I'd tap it on my left foot and try to clear lines and play into my striker. I played this ball a little bit too centrally here. It just kind of got away from me. That touch was a little bit too far backwards. Not the best area to clear the ball, and I need to hook that ball a little bit more. Maybe even put some curl on it, just hook it up the line. Even out of bounce is better than where that goes. And it ended up working out well for us. We do a really good job to manage that problem there. So anyway, ball comes into me. Now the pressure is coming a little bit more centrally, and I can open up my right foot and drive down the line, which is what I want. I want to go down this line. I want to attack this space. So I get just a little bit in front of him, and I'm able to drive forward. It ends up pulling me. I thought that should have been a yellow card. It's a pretty obvious pull of not the jersey, but just a pull there. But he gets a warning. And that's what I want. If you can get on a yellow card early on, it's a lot easier to drive by somebody there. I just try to stay on my feet, and the referee calls it. Maybe if I embellished it a little bit more, I could draw the yellow, lie on the ground, and go from there. So this is after a corner kick here. Our lines are kind of getting back. Kobe has a fantastic switching ball into Atez. Great touch from Atez. And then Atez does what Atez does. Cuts inside, little chicken dipper to the outside, far post. Fantastic. I mean, this is Atez. This is all he does. He just cuts in and hits great shots like that. I'm really happy for him. But yeah, so this is, I mean, the little kind of stroke of brilliance there. Great goal. I think this actually won USL Goal of the Week for this week, and just a great play. It was hard too. This first 30 minutes, we were knocking on the door a lot. We had like 70% possession, but we didn't have too many shots on goal. We had a decent amount of shots, but it wasn't like we were like, oh, we should have had a couple goals already. So Atez kind of broke the drought right here in that first 30 minutes, and a great goal. Starts from the touch. You can see him. All he just does is just try to create like 1 yard of space, just inside. It's a little bit of an opening, wraps his hips around it, and just curls that to the far post. So really good goal from Atez. And now being up 1-0, we still try to maintain a lot more possession, but you're going to see their press starts to go a little bit more aggressive, and they start to as well, especially in the second half, have a little bit more possession than us here. So goal kick. Bounces into Passius, bounces into my guy, kind of bring it out to me. I'm just going to take this ball down here. It's crowded. I'm just going to bring this down and hook it up the line, volley it up the line. It's too tight here to bring it down and try to play. And with my back towards the field, I'm just going to do exactly that, hook it upwards, and I end up finding Darren's head right there. So it worked out pretty well. And then going up for the header, doesn't work, and then just tracking back and getting back in our shape, back in our defensive line of 5 right now, 5 and 3. And you can see a lot of numbers back. We do really well. Cross comes in over the heads, and now it's our throw-in. So here's my next touch. I'm actually inside here. I'm coming back from a corner kick. Passius starts to get a little bit ahead of me. So instead of dropping all the way back, I'm just going to staying off of his shoulder in case I can receive this ball now. There's numbers back. I don't need to drop all the way back. I can receive it right here. This is a great ball from Michael Bryant. And I know from checking my shoulder, I got space. I can drive down this line. So I open up, receive this ball, and drive down this line with pace, almost acting as a right wing back. And Haruki makes a great run on the outside, which almost brings out that left wing back. And then Darren inside makes a run right behind their left center back. And I just play it right in between their left wing back and their left center back as Darren just starts to run in behind. And then we get a little bit lucky with this goal. It's still a good hit from Darren. Just goes into a difficult spot right between the goalkeeper's legs, I believe. And he ends up scoring, and I get the assist. So I'll take it. It wasn't the best assist of my life, but it's a great run from Darren, and sometimes you need a little bit of luck like that. Just unlucky from the goalkeeper. We've all been there where you're expecting to go one way and it goes another way. It just doesn't work out. But here's a replay. Driving inside, Haruki with the run. You can see I'm looking at Haruki, and this run here, as I look at him and as he makes this overlapping run here, bodily, their left wing back has to respect it a little bit and start to cheat a little bit outside, which opens up, you can see bodily stepping a little bit outside here, which opens up that pass inside. If Haruki wasn't making that run and he didn't bust his butt to get up the line, this pass probably wouldn't have been on, and then we probably wouldn't have scored. So even though Haruki's not going to get anything on the stat sheet, it's a great run from him. And Darren has a great timed run as well. And as soon as I make eye contact with him and I see him start to make that run aggressively, immediately next touch is that pass in behind, just leading him into the box. And I to be honest, I didn't expect him to shoot, but that's what strikers do. They get the ball in the box and they just want to shoot from anywhere. So there's the next touch for me, just playing back to my center back, nothing crazy, and we'll go from there. So I'm now up 2-0. So this is a really, really good half from us. Long ball in behind into me. Again, a little out of position here. Passius is coming aggressively. I can't take a touch here. I'm just going to head this ball to Dev. And since it's tight and I don't want to get pressed, I'm going to head this almost down hard to his feet so then he can play out of that one touch. If I head it up in the air, there's more time for those players to press him there. And again, good passing, just 1-2 touches to break out and continue to keep possession here. Now, Passius here, you can see is a pretty good, just a dip of the shoulder down the line, and I jump, and you can see just from him, I'm actually analyzing him versus me now, but it's a good movement, and he creates 10, 15 yards of space right there. It's really hard. Just that little body feint gets me going down the line, and now he's created space for himself to receive defeat. I try to jump in on it, but even then I'm a little bit behind. And then here, again, I'm not trying to bump him and get into just a tussling match here. I want to just stick my foot in, poke here, and just try to get that ball out from under his feet. And we do a good job to pressure him from behind, and we almost end up getting that ball. But that is the last thing I want. I think there's one play at the very end of this half that you'll see that I don't do what I'm talking about, and I get right up on his back, and you can see how dangerous a bigger guy like that is when that happens. Now here, Michael Bryant stepping, and I have to cover him and respect that space behind him. So you can see Michael Bryant's going to step in. I think this is Arteaga. As he does now, I'm just moving inside. So we still have kind of a back line of three. Michael Bryant, even though he's in the center, is pretty much a center mid now. And Haruki on that far side is going to basically be a right back for us. Now Michael Bryant gets back in the line, and now we can adjust our line again and just kind of moving and plugging up the space so we have good balance and good spacing between everything here. And I just kind of just put this clip in here just to show you how our back line of 5 kind of moves to a back line of 4 at times, back line of 3 at times, but then we always end up getting back into our shape of like a 5-3-2. Now here I'm yelling at Haruki, follow this guy, watch this guy going in behind, because I want to step and be a little bit more aggressive into Passius, into this space here. So I'm telling Haruki to get back, and then I can just jump forward in case they play that. He doesn't play that. Now Haruki can step out high, and I'm getting back in my line. So it's great defending from us, team shape, making it really difficult to break down. We're all working really hard to plug those spaces. Now here's what I'm talking about. This is what I do not want. Passius is bigger than me. He's stronger than me. And as soon as I get in this position, he just takes me with his left arm, pushes me towards the sideline, spins me, and there's nothing I can do. And honestly, looking back at this, I thought about, do I drag him down here? Do I get a yellow card here? I don't know what the answer is. I think looking back on it, I should have, because if I lose it here, it's basically a 3v2. I thought I could just kind of catch up with him here, and Ryan Williams does a really good job to get back, end up getting, I think that was their first shot on target, in the half from my mistake getting too tight to Passius there. So I honestly, I've gone back and forth if I should have dragged him down for a yellow card, done a tactical foul there. I think I should have, because if they would have scored there, it was a completely different game right before half, and I would have been chewed out in video probably by that man, Danny Dicchio there. So I'm glad that there wasn't anything too bad coming from that, but that's a lesson definitely, and this is why I watch it back, and this is why I put these up there, because that's probably a moment where I want to bring down that player for a tactical yellow card there. But really good half from us. We're up 2-0 and great possession. I thought this was probably one of our best games of the season in terms of how we pressed, how we defended, and again, how we built up and just created opportunities as well. So really happy about this first half. Here are the halftime stats. As you can see, 2 goals to 0, 7 shots to their 3, 5 to 1 on shots on target. And then we dominated possession at 62% possession. The second half changes a lot, and you'll see this in these highlights. But Tampa Bay Rowdies picks up a lot more possession, a lot more actions in our half, and we actually kind of struggled. It kind of evened out possession-wise. So we'll hop into the second half here. Same lineup from us, same position from me, and get into the second half right here. So immediately off of the kickoff, Kobe Hernandez tries to find Haruki in behind down this right side. And then my first touch of the second half comes a little bit later, not until the 50th minute. I finally get my first touch. It's a free kick. I'm just going to try to lump it forward into Darren, just overhit that slightly, but then we're able to get the throw in right here. Now starting to build up off of this left-hand side with Devin Amu-Mensah. Right here, I'm noticing that I'm in this huge pocket of space, 20, 30 yards around me, tons of space forward. I'm looking down the field. Devin starts to see that this side's open as well, and he's going to clip this over to this far side. As he does, I'm just taking another peek down the field. I'm going to bring this ball down. I have a lot of pressure coming in from Chrysostomos, or I've always struggled with his name, Chrysostomo. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to allow him to come a little bit closer and just kind of delay me taking that touch. And as he starts to come down, then I'm going to take one aggressive touch in behind and basically put my body in between him and the ball. So you're going to see this right here. Take an aggressive touch down, kind of bait him in, take my touch forward, kind of put him on my back, start to drive forward and inside. And as I drive inside, again, Bodley has to respect me driving inside and starts to move inside, freeing up the space out wide to Haruki. So I drive inside, play it outside, and then Haruki just is able to take a touch, whip it across, and then Darren Smith gets a goal. Unfortunately, there's a lot of confusion about this call. Unfortunately, I think the AR rules this a handball. It's really hard to see, but talking to Darren after this game, he said, "Yeah, it hit straight off my elbow." But it's a great vision from the AR. Like really tough, and you can see in the replay, it's really hard to see. But yeah, Darren's trying to argue his case, but yeah, he knows it. He said it went straight off his elbow here. So drive inside, play it off to Haruki. Haruki delivers a great ball in, and then Darren off of his elbow and gets the goal. Unfortunately, it's called back. It doesn't count, but it's hard to see. It looks like it goes off his shoulder, maybe his head. It's not the best camera angle, but yeah, unfortunately, we're still only up 2-0. Now here, I'm starting to come to basically win this tackle. Instead of just clearing up, I know I have some space behind me, so I'm just going to roll that ball back behind me, drive back inside of the field, and just play Michael Bryant. Michael Bryant's going to take his touch back, start to come over to this side. As he does play me, I have a lot more time and space to look forward. And then here, again, I have Haruki. It's kind of a tight ball to play this in here. So I'm just going to find that pass over the top into a Tez or Darren, one of my strikers running into space. Doesn't quite work out. But still, if I got a little bit more height on that, I think it would have been a lot better. And then just good repress action. And then once again, same thing. Instead of getting pinned on the back of Passius here where I'm not going to win that, I'm just going to run around him. I can see the trajectory of the ball, run around Passius, and then win this header without any contact or any muscling that has to be done. I basically can just kind of weasel my way around to win that ball versus try to out-muscle Passius here. Long ball over the top into Bodley. Bodley heads that down to try to muscle him here. I don't have the best. I need to stay a little bit more inside and keep that ball wide. I thought I could win that tackle by just going in a little bit harder here. But I have to also understand the fact I'm in the box and I can't just push him to the ground. He cuts in on me, has a shot on target, but not the most dangerous shot. And Carlos is able to handle that pretty well. Haruki steps in to win that ball. He drives outside. He plays me back the ball. I'm checking in over my shoulder. I see that I have Michael Bryant and Ryan Williams in the center here, just to basically also know that I have no pressure coming in from behind me. So as I receive that ball, I start to turn inside, but that winger Passius is rounding his run inside to cut off that pass for Michael Bryant. I think I could still hit that if I just were to take an aggressive touch inside or back, but instead I decided to go up the line and then just try to clear that ball over the top, and that's fine. It got real tight over on the sideline, and it's good pressure from Passius in order to force me to this far side. And I just cleared it up, and no harm, no foul there. Now here, I try to go up and win this header. I hear Michael Bryant's chant or call for his ball a little bit late. I win this header, but unfortunately my elbow pops backwards, and I pop Michael Bryant right in the face, like right on the nose. So Michael, if you're watching this, sorry about that. Heard it a little bit late, but it's a good aggressive play from both of us to go and win that ball. Obviously, communication, we tried to sort that out earlier, but it was just at that sweet spot where it's just over me, where I think I could still get it. And then Michael Bryant's just behind me. It's a tough play right there. And he did say my ball. I just didn't respond to it as fast as I should have, unfortunately. So my bad. And then the next play, I get hit in the back from Arteaga. It really wasn't that bad. I kind of just was embellishing it a little bit in order to try to get a yellow, because I knew I was backing up kind of in a vulnerable position. And all of a sudden I felt somebody just kind of go through my shoulder area, head area, and I just kind of fall down as I feel that contact. So you can see it, feel it, fall down, clutch the head, even though, no problem there. I had a concussion test as well. We did the full evaluation from the trainer. All good, allowed to continue to play. Now here, I should be a little bit higher because there's no danger around me. I can be a little bit more aggressive out here. So I'm just like 10 yards back, and as a result of that, I kind of had to fly out. It's a great meg. And then just that age-old rule that you hear all the time, either the man can get by you or the ball can get by you, but not both. So I just bodied him a little bit, and the referee didn't think there was too much in that and allowed us to play on there. Checking my shoulder, I see I have time and space. Lots of time here. I'm looking inside. So as I receive this pass, I know I have time just to open up and look inside, just play into Ryan, who plays it right back out to Jesse. And then Jesse plays it right back into Ryan. A good little triangle here on this far side, or this near side, to build up. Now receiving the ball, 66th minute, lots of time to look forward now. As I start to drive forward, nothing's really popping up in behind. Jesse kind of checks too. And then as this ball is coming back, checking over my shoulder to see where that pressure is coming from. Now here I can see I have Michael Bryant, who's starting to step backwards. I have Ryan Williams here. So whichever way Passius starts to round his run, I know I can play one of those two. He ends up kind of being right in the middle. So, and I see Ryan has a guy right at his back. So I'm just going to miss Ryan and go all the way back to Michael Bryant, where he can swing it out to this far side there. And that's one thing, if you check your shoulder beforehand, you kind of always know your options. And then you receive your ball based off of what option they cut off, because usually they can only cut off one of the two or two of the three or whatever it is. Then you can kind of play that free option. And now here, there's actually a lightning delay. So we all had to come into the locker room, and I think we waited for like an hour and a half for this game to be played. So we'll flash forward. I'm not going to make you guys wait an hour and a half, but this was kind of an unfortunate weather delay here. We all had to go back in the locker room, and this is really, really hard to go back in, basically sit down, roll out, stretch out a little bit, eat some carbs, and just wait until the storm passed. So basically an hour and a half later, some fans were crazy and stuck around, which I love, the Northern Guard supporters and everybody who supports us. But I'll catch you guys in basically an hour and a half of game time, but in the next clip right after this. Now about an hour and a half later, coming back out to the field, body is stiff and tired, but we still have another 25, 30 minutes of gameplay to play. So Michael Bryant's going to receive this ball off of the drop, and he's going to play it out to me. And then as you're going to see, I have a loose touch, and this is what happens when you sit down for an hour and a half. Not the greatest touch. I need to take that touch forward so I have a better angle to hit that ball in behind. The touch kind of escapes me off to the side, and then I'm trying to recover, and I completely just swipe through it. You can see my body is completely falling to the side and out of bounds. Not the greatest start to the weather delay of this second half here, but we move on. Going to win this header. I know I have pressure right off my shoulder. I don't want to bring this down. I see Haruki on this sideline, so I'm going to try to head it down into him, and he can recover and maybe drop it back into me. Bodily does a good job to run around Haruki, and then Haruki does an even better job to get back around Bodily and then win a goal kick here. Really good work from Haruki Yamazaki there, and now it's our ball. Bodily plays the ball in behind, and then once again, just trying to take my touch. It escapes me a little bit, but a good interception there. And as you can see, I'm kind of always staying in front of Passius, and Michael Bryant's always behind him just to make it difficult for him to receive that ball. Ryan Williams plays it back to me here. I'm trying just to fizz that ball over the top into a Tez. I think it was a Tez here. Just don't have the best contact on it, and it just goes off of Chrysostomo's his shoulder or his side, and then out for our throw-in there. Now, Bodily clears the ball up. It kind of bounces all the way out into Ryan Williams. He takes a touch. I just do a little backheel touch and receive that ball down. Now, I play it into Ryan Williams to my right, but Kobe Hernandez-Foster would have been the better option to get out of this pressure over to that far side. And then we have like Alex Villanueva on that far side as well. It would have been better. To be honest, I didn't even see him there. And I just so was focused on receiving that ball and watching Ryan that I just missed it. Now, ball into Michael Bryant. I'm just getting wide. And I kind of talked about this touch again, but as I received this, I'm almost kind of taking that touch just by myself, and I'm waiting for Passies to get a little bit closer. And as his momentum comes too close to me, then I take my touch, explode off in that distance, so all he can do is either foul me or let me go past him. If I take that touch earlier, he can round that and almost like cut it off and cut that angle and defend that better. By just waiting that half a second, I found it's easier to cut in front of them and basically make it harder to defend. Looking forward again, this is good opposite movement here. Darren's checking in the space. Jesse's running behind. I think it's defended well. So I just play it out wide to Haruki, my right wing back. But I think Darren could have been a good option if I would have taken one more touch to look forward. But this is still a good sequence going up this right-hand side. Ball comes all the way down into me. Once again, I've talked about this 5 times in this video, but just running around Passius to intercept that ball instead of just staying on his back. Because the one time I was on his back, then he turned me and got a shot on goal. So just got unlucky just not being able to connect that pass, and Haruki fizzed it in a little bit too hard from him. But again, it's going to run around the side of Passius. Now, this is where I get on his back, just like I said not to do. He pinned me, and again, I basically get out-muscled here. It's a great turn from Passius. He's a great striker, and he's strong. And this is why I don't want to be on his back, because he just kind of manhandles me there. It's just tough. I mean, that's why I don't want to do that. And nothing, again, bad happens. Credit to my team for getting back and everything, but it's not ideal. Receiving the ball down now, I already know that there's so much congestion going up this right-hand side. The pass already into me, it kind of opens me up to my left, so I can just receive this ball down and play it to Dev, and we can come out and reset our attack so we can spread them a little bit before we start to build again. Ball comes back into me now. Now, I think I should have played either into Darren's feet here or over the top into a Tez. I think Darren attracts some of that defense forward, and I think a Tez over the top and behind would have been the better option. Darren's feet, like I tried, would have been a good option. I just mishit that to his right-hand side when I should be playing his left-hand side there. Just winning that header, and then unfortunately get called for a foul. And then here's Tampa Bay's free kick, kind of a long ball clipped in. Passius starts to hold that up. I'm not getting on his back. I'm staying about a yard away. And again, I'm just poking. I'm just putting my foot in there, trying to poke, trying to just get something off of the ball. Ends up working out here. And then I try to do a little disguise pass where I look like I'm going to play to Jesse in front of me and cut that ball into Darren. And it just bobbles when I play this pass. And I hit it a little hard. But I think that if I wouldn't have bobbled that up, that's a good option. And then the referee actually calls it out. I think he was in between either being a foul on Darren, or if he didn't want to call a foul, he was just going to give us the throw-in for some reason. Last few minutes of the game, 95th minute now, closing things down. It goes over past his head. I know I'm going to be able to receive this ball. I chest it just into this space. It's a little dangerous of a play, especially this late in the game, but I just chest that into space. And then here, I think if I just pop it over, I think that's Bilal or Jesse. I don't know who is in a good pocket of space, but at this point, a couple minutes left in the game, I'm just going to clear it in behind and try to find my striker. And it's offside, but I think that's a fine pass to try to complete at the very end. And then now last couple plays of the game, little collision here. Tampa Bay starts to attack. And now I think watching this back, I'm still in between. I don't know if I should go with Arteaga and just try to pressure him or if I should just drop in my line and allow my center mids to deal with this. I saw it was a 2v1 with Passies up there, so I went in and tried to body Arteaga as he drove inside. But this is a dangerous little sequence here. And we're pretty fortunate not to give up a goal there. And I think looking back on this, I should have just dropped and left Arteaga in the center and just allowed him to go inside and laterally and dropped into my line. There's like 1 minute left in the game. The danger's behind us. Don't leave it a 2v1 or a 2v2 back there. Just get back in my line. So anyway, that was the game. I was pretty happy with how I played. Wasn't like the most crazy game for me, but I think anytime you get an assist as a center back, you're going to put you in contention for like USL Team of the Week. And then just with all the interceptions and kind of winning the ball around Passius, I think that helped out with the FOTMOB score a lot. But overall, really good game from us. One of our best of the season. Pretty happy with my performance there at center back, especially playing a little out of position. And we take the 3 points and we go on to the next game. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, guys. Peace.